great people of Ghana, it's a Nigerian Golf Pleasure bringing you political news in our channel, Ghanatube. Ghana has actually been giving us serious vibe, all the trendings that has actually been going on, all the news that has actually been going on in Ghana. I know our channel is always here to bring you all this news. Please search.
Next question is to President Mahama. Earlier, Vice President Mpango cautioned, and very wisely so, about the need for debt sustainability. And Ghana in particular seems to have done very well in restructuring its high levels of public debt. But since you've come into office, what specifically are you doing to return Ghana to a much more acceptable and sustainable debt path?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, it's history. Everybody knows now that Ghana defaulted on its debt. We engaged in a painful debt exchange program to restructure our debts and to bring debt to GDP to a range of about 55 to 58% by 2028. The debt restructuring was concluded early this year with our bilateral creditors, and therefore it brought the quantum of debt down, that's the size, but it also stretched out the repayment of the debt. That brought us down to about 75, 76% debt to GDP. Since then, we're left with just 3% of the debt. We've covered 97%. It's left with the commercial creditors who hold just about 3% of the debt. And once we do that, then it means that the whole debt restructuring has been completed. But like I said when I spoke at first, I said we need to put any credit that we take or any debt that we take into the most productive parts of our economy in providing infrastructure so that you can have a rate of return on debt. You must do smart borrowing. Taking debt where you can create debt escrows so that the income for which you invested the credit can go to repay. For instance, expressways that are tolled where the toll revenues are escrowed so that they go to pay the expressway in 25 years or so. I think that these are the kinds of things that we should do. There are many examples. For instance, we built a first-class port, and that again did not sit on our public debt. We made our Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and their partners, Meridian Port Services, build the ports, which cost us about $1 billion, and that port is paying for itself, and that debt does not sit on our books. We built a new airport terminal we call Terminal 3, and again we built it on the balance sheet of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, and so that project is paying for itself without sitting on our public debt. And so these are some of the innovative ideas that we need to introduce in order that our debts continue to be sustainable. But also increasingly, one of the push factors for the debt is the strength of the value of the local currency. Our debt continued to multiply because the cedi continued to grow weaker, and so you needed more cedis. Because our public debt is stated in cedis, the weaker the cedi becomes against the foreign currencies, the higher it pushes up your debt. Fortunately, some measures we put in place have recently begun to show results, and the cedi has been strengthening, and so we've reduced our total debt over the last 5 months by almost 150 billion cedis, which is very significant. And so if that trajectory continues, the target of reaching 55 to 58% debt sustainability by 2028 will be reached by the end of this year. And that means that it gives us fiscal space to begin to invest in the most productive sectors of the economy. But like I said, we need to look inward, boost domestic revenue, cut wasteful government expenditure, fight corruption, and introduce better accountability in governance. And that is what the focus of my administration is.
Thank you very much, President Mahama. Very, very well said. I'm going to...
Je voudrais bien vous tenir la main pour ce discours d'ouverture extrêmement profond. Je voudrais donc passer maintenant au message vidéo de M. Antonio Gutiérrez, secrétaire général des Nations Unies. Excellence, je suis heureux de me joindre à vous au moment où la Banque africaine de développement se réunit autour du docteur Akinwumi Adesina. Docteur Adesina, votre vision et votre développement pour le développement durable a changé des millions de l'information et de la communication. 68 millions de personnes ont accès à l'eau et 34 millions de personnes ont pu avoir accès à des services d'assainissement. Là, l'intégration régionale accélère la banque avec l'appui massif pour les infrastructures en vue de soutenir la zone de libre-échange continentale africaine. Au cours de la période de 10 années passées sous ma présidence de la Banque africaine de développement, nous avons fourni, Excellence, au total 102 milliards de dollars en appui à l'Afrique. Ce chiffre représente 46% de tout le financement que la banque a reçu depuis sa création en 1964. La Banque africaine de développement a financé plus de 55 milliards de dollars en appui aux infrastructures, depuis les routes, les chemins de fer, les aéroports, aux ports, en passant par la communication, la santé, l'eau et l'assainissement. Excellence, mesdames et messieurs.
Et ici même, dans notre pays hôte, le financement de presque beaucoup de grandes infrastructures urbaines visibles à Abidjan, selon la vision de son Excellence, Monsieur le Président, a été fortement soutenu par le groupe de la Banque africaine de développement. Excellence, Monsieur le Président Alassane Ouattara, j'ai le plaisir de vous annoncer que sous ma présidence, avec le travail sans relâche de notre banque, l'appui financier de la Banque africaine de développement à la Côte d'Ivoire a augmenté 500% en 10 ans. Pour donner une ordre de grandeur, de 1964 à 2014, les appropriations cumulées en faveur de la Côte d'Ivoire s'élevaient à 2,3 milliards d'euros. Mais depuis 2015, la banque a engagé, dans 10 ans seulement, 3,6 milliards d'euros supplémentaires, soit un volume qui est presque 2 fois supérieur à celui qui a été approuvé au cours des 50 années précédentes. J'ai admis mon président Alassane Ouattara, il est une économiste mondiale, donc c'est à mon faveur parce que bon, s'il ne fait pas ça, il va faire analyse économique pour me dire qu'aller sinon il faut aller. Hein. Donc il ne faut pas. Excellence, cela inclut désormais célébrer pont Henri Konabédié. Cela inclut aussi à travers de projets, votre projet, Monsieur le Président, de transport urbain d'Abidjan, le pont emblématique de 1400 mètres reliant Yopougon à Ajamé, ainsi que 88 km.
Please do well to like, comment and follow. Put on notification bell so you get all our news one by one. Thanks, my people.